Greetings, Earthlings! I hate to have to interrupt this video with an ad, but if you have an aunt who doesn't clean her house more than like once every few months, you gotta skip. So yeah, here I am, moved into the aforementioned house that is not often cleaned. It's been cleaned this morning. She's gonna watch this now and she'll be like, I cleaned it like 6 months ago. I have finally left my home like I've been saying I was going to do, you know. I'm sure my family was kind of trepidatious at the last minute there. They were like, will she go through with it? Will she really leave? Will she stick around and annoy us forever? But no, I left. And here I am in my new surroundings. I don't know if you can see Wasabi up there in his new surroundings. Yeah, he's my travel animal. I got him on a trip, so now I have to take him on trips. He's actually just like, he's the perfect size. He's small enough to fit in my luggage, but he's big enough to hug when I'm alone. In bed at night. This is what us single people do. We just pack stuffed animals in our suitcases and it works perfectly fine. A lot more helpful than the dudes in Massachusetts, I have to say. When you can struggle for like 15 minutes to move a massive piece of furniture down the cement stairs out front and have like 3 dudes walk past and just stare at you, that's when you know the age of chivalry has officially died in Massachusetts. And probably has been dead for some time. So, in my video today, I thought that in honor of living in my aunt's apartment, I would talk about a few of the pranks that I've pulled on her over the years while living in her other apartments. Or in the other one that she had. She had the other one for some years, so I think it was mostly on that one. My sister and I would get together and play tricks on her because she's sort of gullible and she sort of freaks out when you trick her, and so she makes her worth tricking. So advice to her when she watches this, and also all of you, don't be gullible and don't go wow when people shove spiders in your face, because it will make them want to do it more, especially if they're 2 hellish little children. The first one that I remember us doing was sort of with the assistance of our dad. We went away for a weekend to her apartment because it was Mom and Dad's anniversary, and she offered like as like an anniversary present to them to take us off their hands so they could have a nice anniversary by themselves, not have us there doing the type of stuff we did to her. And what he did was we were looking to prank her with some type of bug, and we didn't really have a good example of a bug. Like our fake bugs were just like plastic, or we had this stuffed ladybug about this big. I don't think that really would have done it. And we had, other than that, like plastic spiders. But Dad happened to find on the hood of his car after work one day, or around his car after work, this big dead dragonfly in like perfect condition. He brought it home to us and he was just like, I found this for you. You should take this to your aunt so you can put this in her house somewhere and you can trick her with this bug. And we were just like, haha, real bug. So we were hyped. We carefully packed that thing with our stuff, put a little Kleenex or whatever, and took it with us. And then the first morning that we were there, we went into the kitchen before she was up and we put it on like a dish towel next to the sink. Because that's the really annoying thing about her kitchen. Every kitchen she's ever had that I ever remember, instead of having a drying rack for her dishes, she just piles them on a dish towel. That just annoys me so much. I'm so passive aggressive that I can't tell her it annoys me. I'm telling this video so she can watch it later and then she can put a dish rack up in her new apartment. I don't think so. I saw it yesterday. The counter space is kind of nil, so probably not. But but it kind of backfired on us that time, because while she was apparently a little disturbed by such a big bug in her kitchen, she was also trying to be chill because she didn't want to freak Sarah out, because Sarah was very freaked out of bugs at the time. And so her trying to be a nicer person than we were kind of ruined our joke. I just remember her being a little tense, like, huh, get that, get that, get it. But then she realized it was dead, so yeah. The whole scare part was just missed because she was trying not to scare the small child. Don't you hate when people are more moral than you? It's tough. Can't trick them and then... Anyway, the next one that I remember was not like, we didn't really plan to do this, but we kind of wound up doing it. Back in like, I don't remember, this was like 2010 maybe, and it was kind of a dying trend at the time, but there was a trend of wearing those like Converse sneakers that were made to look like the laces were all taken out. Like the laces were all taken out, but instead of being just a flapping tongue, it was held in with elastic. It was a style. My sister had a pair of these that were, I remember them like it was yesterday, old and purple. I think they had like a heart made of those. Again, very 2010 Walmart clothes-ish studs on them. And she would wear those so much. She would wear them without socks, and the smell was so ungodly. Like, It was literally like baked rotten sulfur in the sourest sour milk you can imagine. And basically you're getting close to what those sneakers smelled like. And she wore them over to our aunt's one time when we were there. I think we were staying over, I don't remember, or if we were just visiting. And she left them on the front porch. And I also had a pair of sneakers. Mine had laces. But mine smelled a bit as well. Like, not a lot because my feet didn't tend to smell as much as hers, especially back then when I was younger. Like, my feet have stank more the older I get. I think it's because I'm just decaying as a human. Just going downhill fast. I've already reached my peak at 18 and now I'm just phew, other side. Anyway, when I was younger my feet didn't stink that much, so it just might have been like a light smell. Sarah's were just like creating a green cloud practically. And so we left them out front and we went inside. I don't know if we were like sitting there watching TV or something, and she comes in and she's just like, do you guys smell like something smells really horrible? And she's looking around to see if like some garbage missed the pail or if there's something rotting in her kitchen. And we knew what it was almost immediately. We were just like, ah, Sarah's sneakers. And then we basically just looked at each other and we basically just went like, she can find herself. And we were just like, nope, we don't know what that is. Which was evil of us. And then she just spent a while searching until she got out to the back porch and she was like, oh my god, it's these sneakers. And then they had to sit on the front steps for the rest of the time we were there. I think Mom made her throw them away shortly after because they were making our house smell like hell as well. You know your sneakers are bad when they can create a stench in an entire house. And then the other one that I thought of recently was my personal favorite prank that we did. So we had this old like cardboard jar thingy, like it has a plastic lid, it's made of cardboard, it has hard candies in it. I don't know if any of you have had those or something similar. And we had eaten all the hard candy at some point. We kept the jar to play with or something. And we started accumulating other candy wrappers in the jar, just like a collection. We weren't really intending to use it for a prank, but we just started making a collection of candy wrappers in the jar. And we would get them from like when we would eat candy, we would get them off our dad when he would eat like candy or mints or something downstairs at his desk. We would go down, if he had wrappers, we'd be like, Dad, can we have your wrappers? We'd take them and we would put them in this jar until the jar got really, really full. And then we got the idea to take it with us one day when we were going to our aunt's. We were just like, let's take this jar, we can play a trick on her. So we took the jar. And I don't remember, I think it might have been a holiday. I think there might have been other people, not just the 3 of us or the 4 of us or whatever, like with our parents, but like there might have been other people there, I don't remember. I just remember that nobody was paying attention to us. We went and sat in the living room, and then we artfully arranged ourselves with our candy jar and all of our wrappers to make it appear as though in the entire time that we'd been in there, we were consuming the massive jar of candy. And finally our aunt did come in and check on us. She poked in and she was really horrified. Like we had her going for like at least a minute because she was convinced that we had eaten that much candy, and she was terrified. I don't know if she thought that, you know, a diabetic coma was going to ensue or if that we were just gonna tear her house apart like wild animals. I don't know, but she was like, you guys, no, you ate a whole jar of candy. And then we held out as long as we could, and then we fell over the floor laughing at her because obvious reasons. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of joke we would have probably tried to play on our mom too, but I think she would have seen through it. I mean, even if she didn't know we were collecting wrappers, I think Mom would probably not have fallen for that one. It could be a thing too, not just that she's gullible, but also if you don't have kids, you sometimes forget how maniacal they are. Like, that happens to me. When I hang around kids, I forget how maniacal they are until they start doing it, and I'm just like, whoo, this is why I'm not having kids. So, anyway, we are coming to the end of this video, and it's been shot at like a really awkward angle, so I'm sorry for that. I have my tripod up weird, and yeah. I thought I would look more professional if I wasn't constantly holding the camera, but I'm actually not sure if it does or not. And I'm still home alone here for the rest of the day, and I finished most of the cleaning, and there's going to be an all-afternoon nanny marathon, so I'm just gonna go out and chill and watch that and probably finish my stuff. So, see you, Earthlings!